Hello, this is Eliminajor. I'm cutting a track for Paladin Gaming. Today we're back in No Man's Sky. Now, first of all, I got to admit, I am a fairly new streamer and game recorder, and I'm figuring out some of the software still, so I'm missing about 30 minutes of gameplay. So I'm going to quickly recap what we did. Where we left off, we were going to be building our base. We did that by setting up our base computer, claiming the area around the base computer, making sure no other players had already claimed it, which, you know, in this game is pretty unlikely. Then we went ahead and built a structure. We also built a biofuel reactor, which we fuel with carbon that is giving power to our structure. In our structure, we went ahead and put our portable refiner and our construction research unit. What this does is it allows us to input resources that we have to dig up. We have to find salvage technology, and it allows us to essentially unlock new different structures and equipment that we can build at our base using salvage data. We also have a portal. Or a teleporter, I should say. So this is a very large game, and manually flying from place to place in a ship would take up a great deal of time. So in any case, your base can have a teleporter. Once we have a capital ship, it can have a teleporter. Other players' bases will have teleporters, and if they're open to you, you can use them. And then space stations do as well. So the other thing that we did on this playthrough is go to the space station. So we're going to go ahead and go there quickly just to take a look at what it offers. I'll just kind of recap the time we spent there in a few minutes. Then we will move along with the plot. Alright, so here in the space station, we'll area. It does send what which is, you know, just a little bit. And then one space station, I think there are several aliens running ahead and talk to them. They most of them don't do thing, and I'll see if I can really quick. I think I actually talked to all the ones that are just walking. Each of the three species has a different language. The words in red are words that I have learned. The way you learn a word is by choosing Request Dialect Help. Each alien will only teach you one word. So in any case, we've kind of exhausted our resources as far as that goes. Also in the space station, we have terminals that sell upgrades for ships, for exocraft, which we would use on the surface of planets, for our multi-tool weapons and other mining equipment and things like that, and our exosuit. One important thing you want to do at a new space station is you want to go to the exosuit terminal and go to this kind of tube thing, which will allow you to unlock one exosuit improvement, which can either be a new space to place technology or a new cargo space. So I went ahead and already did that, so I can't demonstrate that here, but of course I will do it again when I get to the next system. We also have a mission board, well, not a mission board, but an alien that, you know, a mission agent, so to speak. We haven't unlocked that yet, but once we do have several different guilds that we can do missions for and build reputations from. We also have this guy right here that will sell us coordinates and maps, which allows us to find certain resources and specific types of installations on planet surfaces, which will be very useful later on. We're not going to do that right now, though. The other things of note for now are the teleporter and the Galactic Trade Terminal, which allows us to sell and buy items. So if we don't want to mine a bunch of stuff, or if there's a specific thing that we haven't been able to find or can't build ourselves, we can come buy it here. Like we'll want to buy a bunch of wiring looms at some point. I may actually go ahead and buy a few of those just because the price is very cheap. The demand is at the negative, which means it's cheaper than kind of the standard price for those. So I'm going to go ahead and just buy a small handful of those, and that'll come up later. And then, of course, if we want to sell items, we could sell, we don't have much of that. We'll just go ahead and sell that, and it just increases our units. Another resource that we use is nanites, and that is what you use to buy upgrades. So there's units, and then there's nanites, and then I think we'll run into a couple of other types of currency later on in the game. But in any case, let's go ahead and go back to our base, because what we have done is our base computer has been sharing information with us as we complete objectives, and we have found a distress signal. It's been repeating 16, 16, 16. We are going to go ahead and get in our ship, which should park around here somewhere. Yep, it's just down the hill. It's not where I parked it, but that's alright. I am going to make sure that we have the ability to make launch fuel. We can go ahead and make some of it now, just because we will need it at some point. Go ahead and make a couple of them. That's enough for now. We'll also go ahead and open this, which is just going to give us more tritium, which is fuel for our pulse engine. Now again, I'm still working on figuring out some of my recording programs, and I'm likely to have a lag when I exit the system, so I'm not going to narrate until we get out into open space. Atmosphere, I should have said, not system. We're not hyperspace capable yet. Now, there's the distress signal, and there's a space station. They're really close to each other, so we are actually going to go ahead and pulse to the space station. I just went to the space station, not because I want to go in it again. I just wanted to show it from the outside. There's several different styles of them. It doesn't really matter as far as the inside goes and what's available, but it's kind of just neat to see this, large sci-fi structure. I really love stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and go to the distress signal, and as we enter atmosphere, again, we might have a little bit of lag, but I hope to have that figured out by the next episode or two. I should have some recording time this weekend that will allow me to troubleshoot. We'll see if this is what it was drawing us to. It could be coincidence, but we have found a crashed freighter, a crashed capital ship. And absolutely, that's exactly what we were supposed to find. How fortunate. Log damaged. Partial records available. The signal has led me to the wreck of a freighter, colossal fragments of metal scattered across the landscape. Were these messages nothing but the misfiring circuits of a long-forgotten ruin? Nestled among the debris, I find the pilot's log, blinking, awaiting input. Instead of displaying the ship's log, the terminal spits out a strange sequence of numbers. They are followed by a short message. The anomaly comes for the stars. Take flight. A schematic for a hyperdrive is attached to the end of the message. We will definitely take that blueprint. I pull the blueprint from the computer, but this hyperdrive blueprint is for a conventional starship, not a freighter of this size. Someone placed this here after the crash, hoping it would be found. That means it will fit our ship, which is excellent. And we need chromatic metal and a microprocessor. By coincidence, we have managed to scavenge a microprocessor already. So that means we just need to turn some of our copper into chromatic metal. Now, I can go ahead and be greedy and make a second portable refiner. They don't take very many resources, so we're going to go ahead and refine it right here and have our hyperdrive immediately. And we needed 125, which means I think we want 250 units of copper. I think it gives us a 2-to-1 ratio. If I'm wrong, that's no problem. We can always refine more or use it again in the future. So while that refines, what we can do with a crashed freighter, if we choose to do so, is if we scan around, we find cargo pods, and we can actually scavenge supplies from a ship like this, which we could go ahead and do one now if it's not too much trouble. We'll probably want to come around this way to get around the wreckage a little bit, get out our terrain manipulator, and see if we can find a clear path to the cargo pod. It can be tricky because, of course, there's buried bulkheads from the freighter and that sort of thing, so the clear path's not always immediately obvious. Huh, it disappeared from our scanner even. I see. We can bust through there and then keep digging. Here we go. That's not openable. Alright, we'll go ahead and get rid of the rusted metal, and we'll harvest this. We can actually refine it into nanites with a few steps. Now we'll want to be careful here. When you open one of these, it starts to spill radiation right away. So we're going to grab the warp cell and get out of here really fast. And the fact that it gave us a warp cell is just super convenient since we're building a hyperdrive. So anyway, in our refiner, we have our chromatic metal. And then we'll just go ahead and pick this up. And then we can install our hyperdrive right away. Oh, we need 5 microprocessors. My apologies. We cannot use our hyperdrive right away. So what we're going to want to do is actually farm up some money. We've got 11,000 or 111,000 units to farm. We're already part of the way there, but we'll go ahead and scavenge the rest of this freighter and see if there's anything of value in it. We could save the rusted metal if we want. You can refine it into ferrite dust, but that is, not really necessary at this stage in the game. Whenever we're automating, a multi-tool expansion slot. That's actually a very nice thing. We're not going to sell it though. We're going to actually use it instead. But in any case, later on in the game, we want to automate a lot of our resource extraction. Then we can worry about refining rusted metal. But for the time being, it's not really necessary because ferrite dust is all over the surface in virtually every rock we will come across. Oh, I guess we could go ahead and get the easy cargo pods too. A crashed freighter is going to have some that you don't have to dig for. Still have the radiation issue, so we're going to skedaddle right out of here as soon as we have it open. Nanites, that's fine. Antimatter, not bad.
Radiation protection falling.
You don't actually need to go around to the side the door is on. It just makes sense that you would, but I guess they do that to save you some actual time. Digging them out's kind of a pain in the butt. Oh, there's a bunch of credits. That's really useful for what we're doing. We only need about 20,000 more now. So, let's get away from the radiation. Do we have another one? I think there's usually 6 of them. If it's full of units, then that's perfect. We'll go to the space station, buy our microprocessors, and then we will be hyperspace capable. I always use silicate powder to recharge my terrain manipulator instead of ferrite dust, just because you kind of ambiently collect it as you dig. Ferrite dust you have to specifically mine. Nanites, not bad, but honestly would rather have units right now. So I think we are out of cargo pods. There's normally 6. I was not counting. We may have already done 6, to be perfectly honest. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our ship, and we will go ahead and Let's see. Do we have anything particularly valuable nearby? Let's go get a tech module. This is what we were using to unlock building parts at our construction terminal. I already lost track of it. I guess it was closer than I realized. Ah, yeah, we didn't even need to move the ship. That's okay. We also happen to land near a knowledge stone, which allows us to learn language. Ah, that's funny. Okay, we have learned 8 words. We are so smart. We is so smart.
Technology recharge. Ground protection falling.
Alright, well, that's useful, but we're actually trying to get units, so we will... it's not very valuable stuff. Sodium's not particularly valuable. Copper is somewhat valuable, but we'll actually want to use it if we mine it. Let's go check out that building and see if it presents anything interesting. Sometimes they do. We could actually sell one of those wiring looms back. I guess we'll do that just for the sake of the stream. We don't need to be wasting a bunch of time out here. Oh, a galactic trade terminal is the building. How convenient.
Product received. Units received. Units received.
Yeah, we'll sell one of these, and it looks like we're actually selling it at a profit, which is kind of cool.
Units received. Product received.
Okay, well that was very worth coming to. How about that? Alright. Then, if I'm not mistaken,
Ground protection falling.
we have a hyperdrive. Auto diagnostics report. Hyperdrive successfully installed. Hyperdrive fuel status empty. My hyperdrive is complete. Perhaps I will really find answers out there amidst the stars. But without warp cells, I'll be going nowhere. I'll need to find a source of antimatter. We can tune our scanner to antimatter. We need to do a planetary scan from orbit, but we actually found a warp cell in that crashed freighter, so we can kind of cheat a little bit here. Well, not cheat, just skip ahead. So, yeah, there's a warp cell, so we can go ahead and charge it.
Technology recharge.
Antimatter trace detected, target locked. We'll go ahead and go to it just because we don't have much of a warp cell anyway. It's just a little bit of a fuel tank, about 25%. After we find this and actually go into hyperspace, when we come out of hyperspace, I think we'll end the video there for today. Oh, we got hostile wildlife here. Oh, you're terrifying. Get away.
Now protection falling.
Well, we don't have an actual weapon yet, but we can mine him to death, I suppose. So anyway, the antimatter is coming from this structure. So let's go ahead and check out what this is. Scan that weird kangaroo thing. And we've got whispering eggs here. So don't look at the wet eggs. Seen Rick and Morty, you may know why. It's for actually a fairly similar reason. They're not actually parasitic, but they will absolutely attack us. Haunted terminal. Terminal online. Selecting key. Decrypting. Success. The terminal is clogged with an unnerving, pulsating slime. Nevertheless, it appears to function. As I touch the input panel, the alien substance reacts violently. I make a note to avoid getting closer. The device opens, revealing a single, unblinking crimson eye. It prints out a blueprint for antimatter, accompanied by a strange message. You will find us when the time is right. 16, 16, 16, 16, 16. Alright, so we make antimatter with chromatic metal and condensed carbon. Later in the game, it's not always worth opening these. A lot of the time you get something that's honestly not worth that much, but every now and then you open like a serious upgrade of some type, and then it's, you know, pretty sweet. There's just no way of knowing what's what until you open it. Oh, we are not managing our inventory very well, are we?
Protection falling.
We don't need leg meat right now. Alright. We have fuel in our hyperdrive, so we are going to launch into space and test interstellar systems. We will get to the next system. We will go to the space station, and we will end it there. Alright. So, we go to the galaxy map. And here's where the game really starts to come alive. We can go straight along the route they're suggesting. We can also enter the free look and go to any system that we have range and fuel for. And every single one of these stars is a system that we can travel to. It is a absolutely massive game. So, I mean, just from a little bit of scrolling, we're already 1,200 light years away, and we have a literal galaxy. So, instead of trying to find our way back, we're just going to go back to select location. And we're going to move along our suggested route. Ship monitoring system reports error. Guidance system malfunction. Searching for other routes. Searching. Searching. Obtained. Destination in 16, 16, 16, 16, 16. Accept new guidance. Let's go ahead and accept, I guess. Plotting route. So there's automatic guidance, but we will do that next episode. We're going to go ahead and go into the space station for now. Alright, and that's it for this episode. Next time, we will go ahead and properly tour a space station from scratch, although, again, they're pretty much all the same. They are very similar to one another. And then we will continue the Awakenings quest and follow the Starship automatic guidance. This is Eliminajor. Thank you for watching Paladin Gaming.